All right, we should be recording now. So excited to cook with my fellow boo. We've only met virtually. We've commented on each other's posts, but you like a sister from
Right.
another mister. Tonight,
Exactly.
what are we making tonight?
So we are making this bomb baked mac and cheese because it's so needed. It is the holiday season. And what is the holiday season without a great baked mac and cheese? You know. So we're going to get started. Um, we're going to indulge in this whole process, and it's going to be a great thing. So, Ariel, is your water boiling yet?
Um, it is. There's some bubbles in there.
Okay, so we haven't hit a rolling boil. So once we hit a rolling boil, we want to add about 3 cups of mac, because they're going to expand. So, how much do you have?
Approximately 2 3/4 of a cup. So should I use one bag?
Of the mac and cheese, the noodles?
Yep.
Yes.
Oh, noodles! Sure. I would have put cheese in boiling water, girl.
No, this is the part where we do the noodles. So, what size is that? I think your size is the size that mine is. Is yours like 3 pounds?
It looks like that's what I messed up. Okay, so it says 2 pounds. So should I put like half of this?
Okay. Yes, very much so. And if you have some left over, I'm going to show you a recipe on Friday how to use the leftover mac that you had. So, we're going to fry some things.
I am so excited. I'm so excited. Okay.
So once you get to that rolling boil, that's when you add your mac and cheese. Cover it, uncover it. It's going to boil the same. And then we're going to get started on the cheese itself and the heavy cream. That's what we're going to do while the mac and cheese is boiling. We want to cook it al dente, which is about 6 to 7 minutes. You don't want to cook it all the way through because if you cook it all the way through, it's going to be mushy.
Oh yeah.
You're gonna put this in the oven. So you cook it halfway through.
Audience, we gotta let them know. So we're making this mac because I tried to make mac and cheese on Thanksgiving. And I have a problem where I can't follow a recipe, and I tried to mix 2 recipes, y'all. It was a whole situation.
What? So which one did you try?
So one of the recipes was like recommended by one of the boos, like one of them Southern cooking diva situations. And then the other recipe was with an app that we use in our family all the time called Mealime. But here's the problem. You ready for this? So the Southern recipe called for a roux, which is fancy, which I don't know how to do. And the other recipe called for pumpkin because it was like a pumpkin mac. You do not mix Southern and basic, okay? So, I try to mix.
I don't know that I've ever heard of a mac and cheese needing pumpkin.
It's not something anyone should try. And my family told me not to, and I was like, "Bump that, y'all know it's gonna be good." And I tried to make 2 different types, so one with and without the pumpkin, but I used the same like base. And the problem is I watched the video and I tried to be like, okay, that's what it's supposed to look like. So when I was making the roux for the browning the butter, I was like, that's not what the video looked like. So I kept adding flour.
If your roux does not look right, you can add flour, but you also had to add the same amount of moisture to it. Or
exactly.
Else we got gunk now. We got Play-Doh at this point.
So I made a macaroni and cheese cake.
Oh.
It was nasty. I threw the whole thing away.
It's hard sometimes, like when you're following recipes and they don't like show you everything or they don't give you like every step that they're doing. It can be like a total mess.
You're right. And I should not have watched the video on mute because I'm sure she said something about it.
I would not suggest you do that anymore. Don't do that.
It was so bad. I'm so serious.
Yeah. Also, don't make no pumpkin mac and cheese no more.
I know.
I don't know who did that, but God bless them. You know, everybody has like a different types of taste buds. Mine ain't there. Not with the pumpkin for mac and cheese, pumpkin spice, other stuff like that. But not in my mac and cheese. That ain't
no. Some things should not be touched.
It should not. Leave it alone. It's okay. We don't need to reinvent. We don't need to make it better. It's already the best. I don't understand.
Now, okay. Do you see my water? Try not to drop my phone. Is that a rolling?
So I'm going to show you mine because it should look like this.
Oh shoot! How high is your thing on?
It's mine is high. It's all the way up high, and then we'll turn it down to like a medium high while we're cooking it.
Okay, this is not high.
That's fine. Just turn it up a little bit higher, and like I said, then we'll get the pasta in. Because it kind of what you're doing because we have dry pasta and we didn't make it ourselves. That water just rehydrates it.
Okay.
So you need that hot water to absorb, kind of like when you're taking a bath or a shower and your body's dry. Cold showers don't really absorb into the body well. So cold water doesn't absorb into noodles and dry pasta and stuff like that well. Either you have to rehydrate it to get it puffed up and then drain it and then do whatever you're going to do with it. So it has to be at a certain temperature. That rolling boil also makes sure the pasta doesn't stay in one spot. So there's that salt and the olive oil. So that rolling boil, it kind of makes sure the pasta's still moving. It's not sticking to each other. You don't have pieces that are not done and pieces that are done. So that rolling boil, it kind of just keeps everything moving. So that's the best way to do that. Unless you have like a tortellini, like a pre-made tortellini, you want to keep that kind of low because if you have it too high when you're trying to rehydrate it, they'll pop and all your cheese will be in the water. So,
I love me some tortellini.
Right. So if you're ever going to make one of those, remember just to keep it like a low medium so you can rehydrate it and then you won't have like bust tortellini and they won't be so puffed up they have disfigured because they have to keep their figure as well.
Okay, so we're cooking this pasta al dente.
Yes. So like I said,
how are you keeping all your water from boiling out? How are you keeping all your water from boiling out? Because it's gonna be like a good minute.
Well, mine is just on. I got it so high, and then I turn it down just a little bit that it keeps its temperature. And then when you're ready, I'll just turn it right back up.
Okay. Yeah. Well, while we're waiting for my water to boil, how did you get into cooking? Like, tell me your origin story. You're like a superhero to me.
So, thank you. That would be my grandmother's and my mom. My mom's plural. And my aunts. They all a lot of women in my family, more women than men. So cooking is something we just kind of did together. It was like one of those bonding experiences where you didn't really have to talk, but you just watched and had that time with that person. One of my great grandmother owned a restaurant. She still cooks for the church that I go to back home. So it was like that. And then when I realized that I loved it and then I wanted to like build on that, I realized like I got to do some more research. I got to watch different types of chefs because some chefs like to stay in like one pocket. Okay, this is my specialty. This is my specialty. But if you look at my page, I go a little bit of everywhere. I go from soul food to Asian to Thai to it goes a little bit of everywhere because I've done the research and I've tasted all these foods as well. I feel like once you taste the food, you can kind of figure out what needs to go into it and if it's right or not. So like you trying to make a recipe and you tasting it, you think it tastes good, but it's way off from what it's supposed to taste like. It's not gonna work. So you have to kind of try these foods. And with me being a military brat, with me traveling with my mom, that made it easier because she made sure that me and my sister got a lot of food experiences, and I love them. I still do it today. Like if a new restaurant pops up, I want to go see it. I want to go taste, what's their popular item on the menu. And that's kind of how I got into it. I just think I loved it more than my family. I think they did it because we got to feed these kids. And I learned from my grandma, but I learned and then I exceeded it because I enjoy it. This area of the house, this is my canvas for an artist. This is my canvas. This is my free space. This is mommy space. You cannot enter it while I'm cooking. I need total me. And that's just how I feel. Like sometimes I have jazz music in here playing, and sometimes it's ocean waves. It just depends on the mood. So it's just a whole spectrum of this kitchen that I come in here. Sometimes I don't even come in here with a recipe. Sometimes I go in my freezer, and then I go to my refrigerator, and I go to my pantry, and I be like, well, we're going to do some things with this today. And I go from there.
Wow.
So like when people ask me for recipes, I'm like, look, dude, I just made this today. Like I made this up as I went. So I don't know what I did. This is why I record so I can see what I'm doing, and then I can write it down later because I have a cookbook coming out in February. And I'm like, don't ask me the day I posted what my recipe is because there isn't one. There isn't crazy. One because I came boiling, here. By the way. It's boiling while you're okay. So you can add 3 cups. I'm going to add 3 cups as well. You have enough water for that.
1, 2, 3.
All right. So yeah,
let me see your box where the space is to see if you guys.
So my box. Okay, hold on. My box is. Hold on. Let me just pull it down.
Show me the front of
my
it.
Box
like
this
part.
It's like halfway
Show me this
gone.
Part. Can I see the front?
Yes. So
there it is.
Right here.
Okay.
I'm right. Hold on. I'm right there. That's how much I put in.
Okay.
Right
well, mine was already open, so you can see a little bit of space.
But your box is also smaller, so that makes sense.
Okay.
Because I have 3 pounds, you don't. So we're right there neck and neck.
You're 3 pounds. I have 2 pounds. Hold on.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but yeah, I had someone ask me today. Don't turn it down yet. Let the pasta start to boil, and then we'll turn it down a little bit.
Okay.
So I had someone ask me today, hey, do you have a recipe? I don't know if you saw it, but last night I came here and I was like, I want sweets. And I had cream cheese. I had peaches. I had cinnamon, nutmeg, sugar, brown sugar.
Oh, wow. That's all you need.
I said, okay, I'm going to make a cheesecake.
Oh, wow.
And I'm going to coat it with infused peaches. Now, why? I don't know. I had some Hennessy left. Like, those are the things that I come in the kitchen, I'm like, I got some Hennessy left. Let me put the peaches in the Hennessy while the cheesecake is getting ready.
Wow.
So then I made a Hennessy infused peach cobbler cheesecake. I made the regular one. Right, but then I also had waffle cones in the refrigerator, and I was like, oh, could I put some in a waffle cone? There's hilarious. No recipe to what I'm doing. I just know my hands flow and my mind works. So
that is the way you call it a gift.
That's what I wanted to do.
That's a gift.
Yeah. It's a blessing.
So what are we doing with this cheese?
So right now we're going to take your big bowl.
Yes.
So take your big bowl, and you got 4 bags of cheese, right?
Yep.
Okay. We're going to take 2. We're going to open them and put them in this bowl.
Okay.
Because one thing I cannot stand is when someone makes mac and cheese and half of the mac and cheese ain't got no cheese on it.
Oh, no, that's not okay.
Because most people, they don't coat the noodles in the cheese. What they do is they take the noodles out, they drain them, and then they layer the cheese on there. But if you do it this way and then put those hot noodles in here, you're kind of melting the cheese.
Right.
And you're getting every noodle. And then when you put it in the pan itself, you're also making sure you get those layers in between.
Okay.
So that's why I said 4. Because ain't nothing worse than getting some mac and cheese that ain't cheesy. Just saying. It's in the name. It should be there.
Right.
So
that's true. You're right.
We got 2 of these in here.
Yeah.
What you want to do next is take half of your heavy cream.
Half of that.
You can shake it up, but it's
So I take half of the heavy cream and do what?
Yep, half of your whipping cream. Pour it in here. Pour it in your bowl. I'm pointing like you can see that. I didn't put the camera down. Yeah. Take half of it, pour it in your bowl. Now, also, this is where you can season your mac and cheese a little bit. This is where you can put your black pepper, your salt, and things like that, because this will go throughout, and you want your mac and cheese to also be seasoned throughout as well. You don't want it to just be seasoned on top. We're going to add a little season on top, but you want the whole thing to be
season the top of the cheese, or should I mix it as I season?
No, we're going to mix it, but we're going to add some black pepper and a little bit of salt to it. The paprika won't come in until later.
Okay.
Because it gives it that beautiful crust that people love to see. And also, they don't broil their mac and cheese for 3 minutes before they take it out the oven. Mm-hmm. So I have this black pepper here because I have one of the ground pepper things. And you just put, like I said, this is about a teaspoon because I like to see the pepper. And we're going to add some on top as well. And then just a little, like I said, just a little bit of salt. You don't need too much. Cheese is already salty. We're not trying to put our blood pressure up high.
Yeah, I'm not a salt person, so.
So
now,
I'm going to show you what
I mix the cheese, right. Do I need to put more pepper?
You can put more pepper than salt. So I'm going to show you what mine looks like. This is what mine looks like after I mix it. Hold on, there you go. You see how that's more uniform? So when we put this mac and cheese in here, it's going to melt that cheese. Did you see that, Ariel? Because I didn't.
Yeah, it looks like you got a huge bowl or way less cheese.
I have a huge bowl.
Uh-oh. She hung up. We're going to pause the recording because we lost our chef. Mayday, he's back, ladies and gentlemen. All right, now my noodles started boiling like crazy. Oh, you're muted, chef.
Oh, okay. Can you hear me?
Yep.
So my bowl looks like this. So it probably will look like less than yours because this is my bowl for my stand mixer, and I just love it so much. Okay. So you want to mix that cheese and that heavy cream, and when we put the noodles in here, it's going to start to melt, and then we can start to build those.
We're going to put the noodles in there?
Yes.
I think I need a bigger bowl.
Okay, take your time.
Can you pick up my crying baby, please?
The baby.
Yes, now we're cooking.
Yeah, there we go.
We're not going to be able to fit noodles into this joint.
Yeah, your bowl was smaller than mine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So these noodles,
Now,
I think the water's boiling out.
that's fine because we're about to turn it off.
Okay.
We're about to turn it off in about a minute.
Oh. Okay.
Now, while we're waiting for that, I want you to pour the rest of this heavy cream in your small bowl and crack an egg and mix it together.
Heavy whipping cream and egg?
Yep, it's going to look weird, but this is all for your moisture so that while we're baking it, it doesn't get dry.
Yeah, we don't want that. Oh, should I preheat the oven to something?
You can go ahead and preheat it right now to 350.
Okay.
Because the mac and cheese is going to be in there for about 15, 20 minutes or until your mac and cheese starts to bubble on the sides. Everybody's oven is different from gas to electric stuff. Once that mac and cheese starts to bubble on the sides, that's when you turn it to broil, and then you boil it for 3 minutes to get that nice, pretty crust on the top.
All right. So now I'm mixing. How much am I beating this heavy whipping cream and egg?
Say how much is what?
How much am I beating this egg in here?
Until it's just incorporated. You just want the yolk to be in the you just want the yolk to be incorporated with the heavy cream. It should look like a little tint of yellow.
Yep.
So now you can turn off your mac and cheese. Yep, there you go. The way that looks right there. See? Mine looks the same. See how that drips like that? Yep.
For real, still drizzling.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Snoop Dogg has a cookbook out.
I think he does.
I put it on my Christmas wish list.
Oh, you did? You wanted it?
I do want it. I want to see what's in this.
No, I could just imagine what's in there.
Be goofy.
So you can turn your mac and cheese off. We just turned it off.
Yep.
Okay.
Drain it.
So you can go ahead and drain it. And then we're going to put it in this big bowl.
Do you run cold water over your over your noodles?
No, not for this one because you want it to melt the cheese.
Okay.
You bring the cold water over it, you bring that temperature down, and you don't want that. So you want it to get in there so you can stir it with that mac and cheese so it can kind of pre-melt a little bit.
Awesome. Okay.
You can do more, you make it a little bit easier on yourself when you do it. So,
are we done with this pot then? Are we done with this pot?
Yeah, we're done with the pot. The pot's done. Now you need your pan.
And the pans for baking?
Yes. Okay. So as you mix that together, you see how that looks and it's melting that cheese. And it's going to hit every noodle. It's going to hit every noodle that you have in that bowl, which is just a beautiful thing.
Yeah, this was in the video that I watched on mute.
Now, some people eat it just like this. You can, but you got to take it up a notch.
Nah, we ain't ready.
So I'm going to show you how mine looks. So mine looks like this.
Yeah, that looks like mac and cheese. Mine looks like a beginner mac.
Keep stirring. You got to get all that cheese from the bottom of the bowl.
Yeah. Yeah, mine's stringy.
Yes.
Yeah, I could definitely eat it like this. This is like cookie dough, you know?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Some people would eat it just like that, and there's nothing wrong with that.
It's good, but it ain't ready.
It ain't all the way there yet. So
all right.
Once you have but you see how it's like getting into all those nooks and crannies of the noodles.
Okay.
Just gives me joy.
Oh, now I see the cheese at the bottom you were talking about.
Nice. Yeah, it's at the bottom because sometimes you get it all at the top and then it's none at the bottom.
We ain't ready. Okay.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take half of this once you finish stirring.
Okay.
And we're gonna put it in your pan.
Do I need to coat the bottom of the pan with anything?
That's what the heavy cream is for. We're gonna pour it in there. It's gonna coat it. So you want to pour half your mixture in the pan.
Half of this.
Half of your mac and cheese and your mac and cheese. Half of your mac and cheese. Spread it around. Do it how you want to do it. Slap it on the counter. Just make it even around the bowl. Okay. Now, you can open your third bag of cheese. And we probably won't use the fourth one. We just feel like it. But I always like to have more than less.
Okay.
Open that.
And my husband's like, why we got so much cheese in here?
Well, look, hey, like I said, I like to have more than less, and I didn't know what size pan you were going to use.
This is for when my husband asks for more of the mac and cheese, I can make it again, but half.
So you want to take your mac and cheese, your cheese, and just spread it around evenly on the noodles, corner to corner.
Okay.
And make sure you get it all over.
All right, I've done it.
Okay. Now,
oh wait, the third bag. Oh snap! I'm behind, chef. Hold on.
No, you're fine. I'll wait. Take your time. I'm going to throw this away.
I was still. Remember, I'm putting it in 2 pans right now because I had a bunch of noodles and stuff.
Gotcha.
Small pans. So okay, I'm spreading. I'm gonna use all of the third bag.
You want it to hit it every corner. Spread it evenly from corner to corner. See, this is how mine looks right now with the first layer.
That's pretty.
Yes. So remember that
art's never been my subject, chef.
So the heavy cream and egg mixture, this is where that comes in, remember? About you asking me about coating the bottom of the pan. Yeah. Pour half of it into your pot. Spread it evenly, just go on like a zigzag method so that it hits, because when it starts to cook, it will bubble and it'll hit the noodles and the cheese.
Yeah. So
just put half of it in there because we're going to do it again for the second level. And if you're doing it in 2 pans, if you want to do like 1/4 here, 1/4 there, do it the way you need to so you can get both pans.
Okay, Deb, hold on just a second. Hold on, someone's calling my name. Okay, hi. All right, so the heavy whipping cream, I'm pouring half of it on here because I'm going to need the rest of it later.
We're doing 2 layers. You're doing 2 pans, correct?
Yeah, so I want to do like half of
it. A little bit less, yes. Do just a little bit less since you're doing 2 pans. So half it up between those 2 pans. And then we're going to do another layer. We're going to do it again.
Okay.
So now repeat the step.
With the cheese?
Put the rest of the mac and cheese. No, put the rest of the mac and cheese on top. Your 2 pans. I'm gonna fall asleep after I eat this. I ate all day. I saved all my calories for today, Ariel.
You should have saved some calories for dinner.
I saved all of them for you because I have only had smoothies today.
Are you doing any diet plan, or are you just trying to be healthy? Because you are the thinnest chef I have ever seen.
Well, I have to kind of do a diet plan every day because as much as I cook, I would be so much bigger than I am right now.
Like, for real, you never see thin chefs.
I would be so much bigger. Now, see, this is exactly why I want the 4th bag, because I just ran out of my 3rd one, but I only will need a couple little specks of the 4th bag to get it from edge to edge.
I wish I lived closer to you. I'll send you some of my cheese.
So I have the 4th bag of cheese here. Like I said, we're just repeating the steps that we did before. And you've already got your oven preheated to 350, right?
Yep, it's already there.
Okay, cool. So
it's okay if this cheese is kind of over, huh?
Yes, that's fine. It's gonna melt. So again, I'm going in with my heavy cream.
So will the very top layer be heavy cream?
The very top layer will not be heavy cream. It's gonna sink down to the bottom.
Okay.
Well, yeah, okay. Are you asking me you want to put heavy cream at the last one?
Yep.
Yes, you do. But it'll sink down to the bottom. It'll absorb while it's cooking. It'll absorb into those noodles.
Okay.
So what you'll see when it's done is just that pretty cute top that we all love to see, where you can just break it and it's like, oh, it's mac and cheese up under there.
So while it's baking, we can pause the recording and then I'm going to step into this other meeting. And then when it's done baking, we can come back together.
Okay. That sounds great because I got my chicken going. I started my chicken about 30 minutes before this meeting so that I could be right there with you. So yeah, if you are done, when you are done with your cheese and your heavy cream, you're gonna use the rest of it. Black pepper on top, a little bit of paprika. You don't need any more salt. So
pepper and
because
paprika.
remember we had the salt in the heavy cream, and it's already throughout the whole thing.
Okay. Well, while I'm doing this step, tell me about so you have a Facebook page. This is your chance to drop all your lines.
Oh, so my Facebook and my Instagram is A Dash of Des. That is ADASHOF as in Frank, DES. You get the Des because Desmonet. My website is a dash of des catering.com. We're about to come out with a blog called The Black Nibble. I like the play on words, so that's what I called it. Yes, and we have a show called Cooking with Chef Desmonet, which is kind of like what we're doing now. But we have one celebrity or 2 or 3 celebrities with me, and then we have everybody that joined in, they cook with me as well. So it's kind of like a cooking.
You cook with celebrities?
Yes, my last celebrity was Anthony Hamilton, and then it was 2 of the chefs from what is it? What's the show with Gordon Ramsay? He does so much.
Oh yeah, the grill.
Master Chef. We had 2 of the guests from there from Master Chef.
Okay, I'm feeling extra.
We had Kevin, whom is a big producer. He produces a lot of things, and so we took a little break because of the pandemic, but we're going to get right back to it next year. Start filming some more. So this is how mine looks, Ariel. And
you know what you're doing. This is the difference between. This is why virtual cooking shows, they take longer, because when they do shows in person, they be like, man, this non-chef is so slow. They just do it all for you.
But they also pre-cook everything, and then they just have one in the stove and be like, ta-da! I'm like, you cooked that 3 hours ago, man.
Exactly. And you threw out the first batch because it didn't look that pretty.
Right. You guys have people that does that for you and stuff like that. So see, like mine right now.
Tell me what yours looks like again.
So mine looks like this. Okay. Just sprinkle it around, like I said. It'll help with that once we get to that crust.
You want to see what mine looks like?
Yes, I do. Let me see. Oh, you spread that out good.
And then this is the other pan.
People just be like putting it all in one spot, like spread it out. It's for the crust part.
We out here. All right, so put it in the oven.
We can now put it in the oven. It's gonna take about 20 minutes. Yours probably take 15. Mine is a little bit bigger because I have both of them. But when you come back, I'll be right here.
Okay.
So I'll see you soon because my chicken will be done at the same time.
Okay, I'm gonna set my timer for 15 minutes. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, Ariel.
What's up?
Don't forget to add 3 more minutes and broil it at the top for the crust.
3 minutes plus the 15?
Yeah, so do the 15, and then once your alarm goes off, put it on broil for 3 minutes for both of them, and then let it form that
lower
crust.
high broil.
Yes, a high.
Okay.